everyone's getting sued. I walked out, I called my business partner. I'm like, this is crazy. What is happening?
Today's episode is brought to you by Andy Bovender, the founder of the Bovender team out of the Carolinas. Him and his team have helped more than 5,000 families. So if you have a client who's been thinking about making a move to or from that area, they are the team to call. Today, I chat with Jarret Jarvis out of Chicago, Illinois, and we talk about all different aspects of the real estate business, and more specifically, the areas to go find and get support staff specifically. That said, have you heard about the Inner Circle group? It's a really cool group, spin-off of this podcast, where I sit down with a bunch of past guests and some listeners, and we just talk shop. We talk about our businesses, areas to improve it, and then with that, it offers a great opportunity for peer coaching, and more importantly, referrals. So if you want to learn more about that, scroll down and click the link in the description below. And as always, I'm your host and San Francisco referral partner, Shawn Kunkler. Jarret, here we go. We're live.
Hey, Shawn, how's it going, buddy?
I'm good, man. Thanks for doing this. I love doing these conversations where I'm totally flying blind. We'll just build as we go. Like this is the way we do it. This is business.
Yeah, I love it. I heard you're creating something really special out in the Bay Area, so that's great.
Yeah, it's actually been a fun wild journey, and I appreciate Susie. I can't talk today. Oh my God, it's my job.
It's Friday. You're excited about Memorial Day weekend coming up.
I am. I'm looking forward to a day off.
Yeah.
But no, I was going to say, I so appreciate Susie Adamson taking the time to connect us.
Yeah.
She is just a rock star when it comes to systems.
Yeah. She's a legend. Hearing what she's doing for other agents is pretty impressive. Collaborating with Ido. She's great. So
yeah. And obviously her strength is systems and process, but more importantly, you have to be able to delegate. And I want to unpack some of that you're doing. But before we get there and talk about those components, if you could just give our listeners in 2 minutes, who are you and what do you do?
Yeah. So I'm Jarret Jarvis from Chicago. Essentially grew up in the Chicagoland area. I say my O's and O's. I'm pretty loud and outgoing, right? I'm born and raised here. I essentially went to Illinois State University, met my wife there, got into the building materials sector. Was not the sexiest, cool thing to do, but I was really good at it. Grew up in the corporate environment, did really well in it. Essentially in the pandemic, got my real estate license and started a big time corporate job, selling security, pretty much protecting every single major brand that you buy or shop at. Like if you go into a Lululemon, we were protecting physical security. So got my real estate license, essentially got this new job, and then the looting happened. So that business exploded. And then coming out of 2021, had my real estate license. Then 2021 exploded, sold a ton of houses that year, right? And then also during the pandemic, I bought a 16-unit building. My first investment was a 16-unit building, and then I bought a 2-flat at the same time. Now I'm up to 20. I'm up to 20 units now.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, okay. So we went big. We renovated all 16 units. Just finished that. It's worth the building we bought for $515. It's worth $1.15 now. And it's cash flowing really well now. So it's been a blessing giving back to that local community. It was out of state too. So super aggressive move on my part. And then now, business partners with Eli Massoud, Second City Agents out of Chicago. We have 10 agents. I manage half the team. He manages the other half. Last year, our team sold 118 buy, sell, and 85 rentals. And so far this year, we've sold about 76 units at 52 million. And we're cranking. Our team's in full. We've got virtual assistants and directors of ops, and we're just rolling. Operations, delegation, go.
Have you been completely neglecting your newsletter, social media, or any of your outbound marketing? If so, I have a solution for you. With little to no commitment, a virtual assistant can jump in and help you in those areas you just don't have the time for. For more information about hiring a virtual assistant, go ahead and follow the link in the description below.
So
damn, you guys
that's
are.
Me.
It's
and
funny.
I'm a dad. I'm a dad. So I've got a 3-year-old daughter named Sienna and a husband, Elise. Both of them, my girls, are everything. Like they're amazing. If I didn't have them, I wouldn't be able to do this. So
Yeah. I love it, man. I mean, it sounds like you definitely have that entrepreneurial gene.
yeah,
The leap, then look. Like,
yeah,
I'll figure it out type that attitude.
yeah. I think it's definitely been. People always ask, is it luck or timing? I think it's surrounding yourself and surrounding yourself with successful people, right?
Yeah.
And not and essentially you getting in your own way, right? Like what's going to separate me from my goals in the future? It's me really messing up that train from rolling. And then also the systems and setting up and delegating stuff, like having a virtual assistant and having my wife quit her job and be my director of operations and taking a risk there.
Wow.
You know, and just really finding great agents on our team too that are like family. In every business I'm in, I have
Man.
family involved. So
That's the way to do it. And it kind of goes back to, if you have the systems and processes in place,
Mhm.
it's like when I figured that component out for my business, the luckier I got. And so
Yep.
it's like, is it luck or timing? You're like, well, I built the whole greenhouse, and so I can have fruit and vegetables in the middle of winter. Like, is that luck or is that timing or what is
Yeah.
that? And it's a combination of, but it's like the harder you work, the luckier you get. And that's
Yeah.
that's what it sounds
100%.
like and then you mix all that with timing like weird,
Hmm.
yeah, like looting of the post-COVID. It's like you couldn't predict that, but
No
it
idea.
was
But we
it,
provided, no matter what you're in, right, is by having those great systems and having delegation,
yeah.
you're providing good service to whoever your client is. And if you provide good service, they will refer you. If they refer you, you will grow. And then everyone around you will grow, right? And make
True.
more money, right? So that's what happens.
So I'm curious, what type of leader do you view yourself as?
Good question. I would say, a go-getter leader. So I'm always about having our, the people that work with us, I don't say for us, work with us, right? We always want them to grow and also look at their overall business, whatever it is and sector it is, looking at their goals and seeing how we can get to complete those goals and exceed those goals to get to the next level that they want to be at, whether that be a promotion at their job or whether that be they want to be, a top producing agent at 15 million, 20 million, whatever. Everyone has different goals. Some agents are just like, hey, I want to have time with family. So how do we get there, right? So I would say a go-getter leader where go and get what you want and create the systems and processes, and I'll be there right where with you all the way.
Yeah.
So
And I think that's so important. I mean, it's like raising kids. It's like if you have two kids, you can't treat them both the same. They both are completely different beings, and they have different, even though they're young, different values and different things they connect with. They receive and give love differently. And
Mhm.
so just like running a team, you have to figure out that person's goal to spend more time with their family is vastly different than
Yep.
that person who wants to do $100 million by the end of the year. They're just
So
two
different.
totally opposing targets. They can both successfully do it,
Yeah.
but to your point, it's from leadership is backfilling the how.
Yeah. 100%. It's definitely like my business partner, Eli. He's 10 years older than me. And we both worked at the same corporate job together, and he was managing a team. And I've learned a lot about managing teams from him and
Mm.
how to really, every single person's different and how they learn and what they want and how to, it's almost like we use DISC, right? Like their DISC
Yeah.
personalities, looking at their personalities and some are like, hey, I need a push. Like I need that push. Or some people are just like, hey,
Yeah.
like I don't like to be pushed, right? So
That's
it's
so
really
true.
learning like their own personalities, right? And it's fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Coaching's great. Mentoring's awesome. So leading's just a blessing, right? So
Hey, real estate pros, be honest. you know you should be using video, but maybe you feel awkward, don't have the time, or just aren't seeing the results. This is where Kim Rittberg's Video Bootcamp comes in. This live coaching program helps agents create high quality videos quickly and confidently, resulting in leads and clients. Her students have seen results. One landed 3 new clients directly from social media, and others brought in millions of dollars in closed sales. Spots are limited, and to apply now, follow the link in the description below. It's definitely fun when everything's firing on all cylinders. When it's not, then the people are the biggest nightmare.
Yeah.
The problem to solve.
Yeah.
But and you need different people on the team to fill different cultural roles, which I think often gets overlooked too, because sometimes the A player, it's hard to have another A next to them, but they'll perform better because they feel like somebody's nipping at their heels. And so it's just strategically trying to understand them, and then understanding like what motivates and inspires me does not motivate and inspire you.
Oh, sure.
And so finding what that thing is that's actually going to motivate and inspire you to go to that next level.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. That's like the art and science of delegation and building and leadership and teams and management and the whole 9 yards.
No, 100%. I mean, it's just, if you like, just being able to build this business to where it is incredible. And now it's, I was talking with my business partner today. It's like what it's afforded us to be able to do for our kids and our family. We didn't have growing up. We're both cut from the same cloth. My parents were divorced. His parents were immigrants from Lebanon. It's like we were really we didn't have the luxuries that everyday kids had, and now be able to provide that to not only our kids and our wives, but also to, helping our agents grow and also be able to like build other businesses has been phenomenal. So
I think having adversities in life, it sucks, but it gives you a different perspective, and you can either crumble under the pressure, or you can learn and grow from it and decide at that moment, I'm not going to stay in that moment. Like, I'm going to change, and I'm going to change the world around me to live a better life.
Exactly.
So how many cookie jars is your hand in? I feel like you have so many little businesses, not a little, but so many businesses happening all simultaneously.
Yeah. Sometimes I lose track of, I have a really big wallet because I have essentially all the business cards for all the different LLCs. So that's kind of funny. It's like, I laugh at, I carry this brick around. I'm sure a lot of the agents on this call do that. I have the 4 properties right now with different partners for each property. Some of them I individually own, different states and different types of properties. Yeah. And then I have, the real estate business, and then I have the virtual assistant business. And the virtual assistant business is my new venture that I'm really pushing. With, my business partner, he's a family member, but he's also the 25th employee of Uber. We have another guy who's involved right now who works for the self-driving company Waymo. He's doing like the analytics. And then we have our director of operations. She's in the Philippines. And we've hit a niche there. It's been growing like crazy. I cannot believe how much demand there's been. It's been overwhelming, to be honest with you. We're talking at all hours of the day trying to get, stuff up and running and smooth. So that's been great.
That's incredible. I think just from talking to all these high performing agents on the podcast, having support is always that one thing that's either holding them back or that takes them to the next level. And then once they figure it out, but the important part is to delegate it, to give themselves permission to be like, I do not have time to put this newsletter out, this marketing piece, to manage the whole file myself. I need somebody else who can just make me look good in front of clients. And it's like once that aha moment happens, man, it changes for people.
Well, it frees up your life. Okay.
It totally does.
Delegation, it's a mental, like a lot of the high performing agents out there, They've been doing things a certain way for a long period of time, and they've been doing it themselves. And for them to be able to delegate it's like mentally you have to like separate and be like, I have to delegate this, or
Yeah.
can I delegate it? So a lot of agents will come and say, hey, I have all these tasks. Can someone overseas do this? They can pretty much do everything now, because with ChatGPT or like self-write, these robots that handwrite cards, all this stuff can be outsourced. And essentially the first like 30 to 90 days of hiring someone, getting over that hump of like how to communicate and
Yep.
everything like that's huge. And letting go. And then a lot of agents are like, when do I hire the first person? How many deals do I need to be doing, or how much volume do I need to be doing? And that's where I've seen it's like what we've created is essentially something where even an agent that's doing 10 deals a year can afford to have help and can get their life back, because it's, it is 24/7, right? You've always got stuff going on.
It's funny. I'm near a decade in the industry, and I hired a VA. I was probably 4 months in, and I had them just literally start with my newsletter and just get that up and running, like keep that running for me. And then probably 2 to 3 years later is when I actually hired somebody, and then my business doubled the following year, and then it doubled each year for the next 4 years by having that support. And then to your point earlier, that either A, gives you more time to go and build up a bigger book of business, or it just gives you more time. Now you can go spend it with your family. You can actually take the weekend off, and you're not running around frantic because you basically bought back your time. But in the reality is there's so many little things that we do in our day that we don't have to do. Somebody else can do it equally as good, if not better, than we actually can. But it's hard getting over that. It's really hard in the beginning to get over that mental hurdle.
Totally.
Of what can I get off my plate? But and you're a good example. There's absolutely zero way you're able to have all those LLCs, i.e. businesses, and do it all yourself. It's impossible. There's no way.
You have to have a team. You have to have a team. You have to have people that you trust in each thing. Like, you know how it is. Like, delegate. Essentially, there's all these tools out there, but it's only as good enough if you're utilizing the tools, right? So, like, the brokerage we work for they've grown really fast and acquired all these companies, and everyone's come running to this awesome, amazing, collaborate without ego brokerage. And we have all these amazing tools to utilize. And if you utilize them, it's going to change your life, and you're going to be a better agent for the client, right? But if you're not utilizing them to its full capacity, or there's not enough support to train you how to utilize these tools, there's a gap there. And that's what we're filling, right? So that's been eye-opening for me. And I've seen it with the agents here that we coach, and now I'm seeing it nationwide.
Interesting. I'm curious, when agents kind of hit that pain point of knowing that they need help, what's usually the first couple things that you help take off their plate, or the VA helps take off their plate?
I mean, the biggest thing is administration and CRM, number one CRM.
Interesting.
Number two is social media, getting a game plan in place on when they're going to post, what they're going to post, and how they're going to post. And then the third would be, I would say, email management, having thousands of unread emails. We keep ours. I keep mine like, you know what I'm talking about? And then also, and then after that, it's just miscellaneous things like taking documents and putting them in filing them away, to like simple stuff. Like, people are just they don't have time. They're driving. They just don't have the time for the stuff. And they shouldn't have. These are like, pretty minimal. These are ticket of the game tasks that people just aren't doing. I mean, even newsletters. Shawn, do you send out a newsletter? It's okay if you don't.
So here we go. So this is crazy, and I'll be totally honest with you. As I shared, my newsletter went out consistently until for years and years and years. And then I recently had to lay somebody off because
Okay.
the
Yeah.
market tumbled and I didn't have the resources. And so I haven't had a newsletter for a couple months, and I'm now getting to the point to put it back into play. And so, yeah, and it's that one. I literally just went over this stat with another agent on my team. So this is according to NAR, 87% of all clients say they'll use the same client again or the same agent again to buy or sell their next property. But only 12% actually do. And so the newsletter is the number one way you can just continue to stay in touch with somebody for years after the fact. And so I pledge to you, by the time this publishes, my newsletter is going to be up and running.
Can you
I'm
add me
already
to it?
working.
You should add me to it. I want to see it.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll just preface it with it's very client based, not
That's cool.
agent based. The one that's agent based is the Realtor 180 newsletter.
Yeah.
And so I'm all about with marketing that you're making sure you're speaking to the right group of people.
Sure.
Nothing drives me more crazy, like batshit crazy, than those agents who tell me about their open house, but they're in like Wisconsin and there's no way that I'm going to get on a plane and fly to their open house this weekend. It's such like a mismatch, and it drives me bonkers. But I want to go back to your first one, which is crazy to me because my background prior to all of this was sales.
Yeah.
And it's nuts that you confirmed it, but it's amazing how many agents don't spend time in their CRM, which is client relationship management.
Yeah.
They don't even know where their leads are. It's astonishing to me how many agents you can say, hey, how many A buyers do you have right now? How many Bs and how many Cs? And they'll be like, I don't know, maybe like, and then they give you this aloof number. It's, man, when you're in a sales seat, you should know offhand, boom, I have this many. And within that, definitions of what is an A, what is a B, and what is a C.
Sure.
But you should be babysitting it. Of course, moving stuff and migrating people to your newsletter and things like that. VA, an assistant, an ops person, they should be doing that.
Yep.
But knowing your buckets, that's you. That's the individual agent. They should be on top of that thing. That is your bread and butter.
Yep. Not only that, I mean, you should know exactly what's in your business tracker. You should be looking at that every day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, business tracker is obviously just for our brokerage, but knowing how much is in your funnel, and then also A, B, and C, I do it a little differently, where like A is like I can call them or text them, B is I can only text them, and C is I can email them, right? So I know like different levels of my A player, B players, and C players.
Interesting. That's a good way to do it.
If that makes sense. That was off Sky Michaels used to do something like that on 6 a.m.ers back in the day. So I still follow that. But like, not only that, but also after you have them, how often, like, do you have action plans and automation set up to follow up with them weekly, right? Or like here's one for you, Shawn, like for your past clients, how many times a year do you directly or indirectly keep in contact with a past client per year? Because I know my number. What's your number?
Ours, I have to look specifically at the exact number, but it's in the neighborhood of it's in the 30s.
Yeah.
Because it's layered. So we do something a little bit different. We do client relationship marketing.
Okay.
And if you're at Compass, you can actually go to the Compass Academy. I have a 4-part series on
I know that.
building it. But I call it the land, sea, and air.
Okay.
And so we attack everybody from phone calls, in person, text, and email. And so you're trying to break through all of this crazy noise. But I feel if you're doing it from a place of providing value, not just saying you provide value, which is another eye roll for me, where you're not, when I say provide value, you're giving something that's improving their life, their day, helping them guide, make a decision, but you're not asking. And so the newsletter, when it's back up and running, that goes out once a month. So that's 12 touches right there. Yep. If they own a property, we do a property search for owners, but we do updates once a month. And then what we do is we mirror their property. So if it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, we mirror a 3-2. And then we show them anything in their zip code that went active, pending, or sold. And so we just use basically uh, the the normal buyer prospecting. We just use it in reverse for sellers or for future sellers, owners.
Sure.
And so that's another 12. So you're at 24 right there. And then if you start layering in soft touches for holidays, soft touches for anything you glean off social media, new babies, death, divorce, like
Yep.
anything where you can just be like, hey, my deepest sympathies, or I was just thinking about you. And so when you start layering it in, it's dozens and dozens and dozens of touches, but it's not hey, are you ready to sell? Hey, were you thinking about buying? How about today? How about now? How about now? It's we're doing it in a way where it's actually building a relationship. So the philosophy behind that is it shouldn't be a matter of if the client reaches out to you when they're ready to make a move, but it's now just a matter of when, because
Exactly.
you're staying in their circle.
Yep. Exactly. Sorry if you
And
can hear
all
my
of that.
sorry if you
Not
can
for
hear my
nothing.
3-year-old running back in the hallway. I'm in my home office today.
Oh,
But
you
yeah,
can't even hear. I
good,
didn't pick it up
good,
that time, which is
good,
great.
good, good. Awesome.
But
No,
all of
that's great. I mean, what you're doing, like Sean, like obviously you did a Compass Academy class. Like no one else is doing that though. Like you know it and I know it. Isn't that crazy? Like no one's doing that. It's wild. And it's
it's
like just little changes, like such little changes can make such a difference for agents. And they're like, and it can be pretty automated, right? Or someone
that's
else
my
can help you
point.
do it, right? So it's unbelievable.
I mean, literally as simple as when you meet somebody, get their address. They either own it or they're renting it. Just give them an update. Everybody has a morbid curiosity of how much that whole house next door sold for.
Yep.
Everybody.
Yep.
Everybody's curious. So scratch the itch, just set them up on a collections once a month, show them what's trading in their neighborhood.
Yep.
You
Love
don't
that.
have to say anything else. And sometimes what I say to kick off that first email is, hey, just like watching the stock market, even if you don't want to buy or trade, I'm sure you're curious what's going on in the neighborhood. Moving forward, you'll get an email from me once a month. And it's
Smart.
like super simple. And kind of to your point earlier, that can all it's set it and forget it. You do it
Yeah.
once. You
Yeah.
do it once as part of your schedule in your closing.
Yep.
Or if you meet somebody and you add them to your CRM,
Yeah.
or you forward it to your VA and they do it for you, it's done.
Yeah. We do. We do that
It's
too.
one of those little
Yeah.
things.
And you said it really well. Like providing value, I think is key too. Like we had an agent join our team the other day and we were showing him our whole process. And like, we're like, do you know about trade discounts? He's like, no. And we're like, we have like 40 companies we're partnered with that give discounts to our clients, like Crate and Barrel and all this stuff. And they're like, he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, like we get like discounts on all these companies and we provide value. Or like we have brokered deals with like HVAC companies and electricians, plumbers, and like for all this stuff for our clients and like sending them automation. It's providing value after the, transaction. I do that in air quotes because it's not just a transaction. Like it's like the big, it's like death. It's like marriage and buying a house, right? And they're going to remember you. So you better
Yeah.
make sure it's a great experience because like it's your brand and it's everything.
That is true. It's your brand is everything. How
Yeah.
somebody's thinking about you after the fact is
Mhm.
everything.
Yep.
In places like Chicago, San Francisco, I mean most anywhere, not for nothing, but people don't know nobody. And so they can easily recommend you or refer you to a friend.
Yep.
But on those timelines, on a long enough timeline, every property is going to sell.
Yep.
So why not just provide value, do really amazing service, do way more than they're expecting,
Exactly.
and then just keep showing up, because over time, that's when the business shows up. And it goes back to your point earlier. It's like, is that really luck? Is that really luck that you were in this position at that time when this other thing happened? You're like, I don't know. I mean, maybe
I mean,
that.
here, I'll give you an example, right? If I wouldn't have give him a shout out, Lucas Schneider, great service. He wouldn't have texted me an Instagram tweet about a Barstool Sports guy moving to Chicago. Okay, he wouldn't have done that. I remember where I was sitting in a car dealership waiting for an oil change. I texted this guy at Barstool and was like, hey, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll pick you up from the airport. I'll help you out. Got him a house, brought me on the podcast with all the guys. Now
Damn.
I'm working with my third Barstool guy, but now our team has become a part of sports entertainment. Like my business partner works with a lot of Bears players, MLS player, all the guys, and I work with the Barstool guys. And it goes back to like good service to every client because you never know who they're going to refer you to.
So true.
You have no idea who's gonna be on the other line. And here's another thing, like, don't be afraid. Like, I feel like a lot of like we've done a couple classes with like agents about like sports entertainment. It's like people are afraid to reach out to, like, if you knock it out of the park for like, your everyday person, these sports entertainment people, they don't know anyone usually because they became famous so quickly and everyone wants something. But if you actually go to them to provide a good value and stay organized to them and provide a good service and have a good brand, you'll start getting into that realm too, which is crazy. Like, it all leads from the bottom and goes up. So it's wild.
Yeah, and and you make a great point. You have no idea. It's like you don't know the person you're talking to, who they know at that open house.
Yeah,
And
that's so true. That is so true.
Up.
Wow.
I helped a client. I got this random call from an agent out of the area. They looked me up. I sold, this is funny. This is the worst stat I have, but it's funny. I sold the cheapest property in San Francisco.
Okay.
Let's Weird stat.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Everybody's always shooting for the highest. I sold the lowest. I wound up selling probably 7 units in that same building.
Wow.
But one of the guys he owns a management company, a real estate management company, and owned one of the units. I sold his unit. I cannot even tell you how many referrals I've gotten from that guy.
Really?
Unbelievable.
That's
because
awesome.
He was like, dude, you got me a record sale in that building, way more than I thought I was going to get in a time when I didn't think I was going to get it. And so all of his clients that he's helping, anytime they think of selling, they call me. And it's just this constant flow. And so I try not to turn down any business. I will definitely turn down people. Like if they're just, if I just know I can't work with them. But if I can, I'm going to do whatever it takes to just do an amazing job, because it's weird. It just parlays. And then the new opportunities, like all these different endeavors that you're in, they start fitting together, and then these new needs present themselves, and then you take opportunities.
That's really interesting. Yeah, it's when needs present themselves, and then you are able to fulfill those needs and give good service because you've learned how to give good service in the other industries you're in. Right. Yeah. And then just taking those same values and concepts to another, whatever it may be, right? Whether it be the VA business, podcasting, to real estate, right? So it's very interesting.
Okay. So with all your endeavors, what are the through lines? What's the through line that when you start this new business or take on this new thing, with running the business itself, what are some of the common threads that you see that are directly related to the real estate industry?
It's interesting because all of the real estate agents usually are working for the clients, right? Well, now the clients are real estate agents. So they're like, Jarret, you're like you're like the only person in my life that I can actually get upset with. Right. So that's been interesting. An agent said that to me the other day. I'm like, hey, I get it. Because you always have to be, you're always working for other people as an agent. So that's been an interesting concept. I would say instead of doing like buyer consultations, right? Or I'm doing, almost been getting dropped in, like today I was on a call with people in London, Scottsdale, Philadelphia, San Francisco, agents all over the country, kind of getting dropped into their business, hearing what's going on. Oh, in Minnesota, getting dropped in their business, hearing what's going on, hearing where they can create efficiencies, and how are we going to take them to the next, like where they want to go in their business. Kind of
Mm.
like with buyers, like buyers are saying, hey, this is what's going on with here's everything I have. I'm trying to buy X, Y, and Z property. Where do you recommend? What should we do? Here's the steps. Here's what we're going to do. And like taking them through that whole funnel has been it's been very similar. It's almost it's a sales structure, right? I mean, it's taking and getting them all the way to up to running with a VA. And then after they get up and running with the VA, for example, is following up, making sure everything's okay. Like just like in house, like, hey, did you move in okay? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Do you need to adjust anything? Like, do we need to call someone in for HVAC or to paint your house? Like, same concept, right? So there's a
Yeah.
lot of overlap there. It's been really fascinating
Huh.
to see like what each, and it's wild. A lot of agents behind the scenes, they have multiple things going on.
They do.
Coaching, contracting, they're building houses. They're entrepreneurs. There's multiple different sources of income they've got going on. And then they're like, hey, can I do this with my VA? Or hey, what are your thoughts on this? You think it would work? I'm like, yeah, sure. We'll help support it. So there's been a lot of overlap, a lot.
That's fascinating. So I just opened another LLC myself like
See?
a week ago. So yes.
You want to talk about it? If you don't want to talk about it, it's okay. You opened that up right there. You want to talk about it? It's okay if you don't.
No, it's still early.
Okay, cool.
But I'm like super stoked on it, and it's just for me, it's a passion project. It has
Sweet.
nothing remotely associated with real estate.
That's cool.
It just kind of like evolved, and I was like, I just want to kind of see where I can take this thing. But to go back, I love that you said with this, you basically are managing a CRM, and you have all these different clients. They just they're just different people, but they're also clients. And I find the high level agents within just the real estate space is they have that CRM set up for their clients, their buyers and sellers. And then within that, they're recruiting. And so they have almost a CRM silo for the agents, because those agents are in a different stage of the recruitment, and you're trying to get them to the top of the apex.
Yep.
And then you have your sphere, or your, let's say, your agent to agent referral network in that symbiotic market. Mm-hmm. And so now you got to keep those on the burner. You have to maintain those relationships.
Yep.
And so that's where, to go back to what I was saying, is you got to live in your CRM. You have to figure out a way to be passionate about it. You can definitely get support and have somebody help clean up and organize and take stuff out of it, the VA.
Yep.
But you got to look at that stuff.
Yeah. I started a networking group with Maya Vander from Selling Sunset. We're called The Network at Compass. And this is how this whole thing started, by the way. This whole VA business started from that. But we're up to like 32 members now. And every day I get it, I have questions that I fill out on every single person. When's their birthdays? Pre-scheduling stuff to go out for their birthdays, making sure everything's dialed in so I don't miss it because I actually care about them. It goes back to, again, like referral business, and like agents are just like become like other referral partners, almost become like, I mean, there are colleagues, there are friends, some of them like they know everything about me, right? So it's really fascinating. But it's also like in your day-to-day friendships with like friends you've grown up with, like, do you stay present with them? Like, do you call them on their birthdays, right? Like, it all comes down to management on your calendar. And one person can only do so much, right? Like, you need help, like, or tools to succeed, right? So, or starting new ventures like you're doing, right? So,
yeah, and I think that's the part is, and it's an important part and component that you're bringing up, is you can maintain keeping these personal relationships, but do so with help.
Yes.
Because you just, like, there's no way you can have a successful family and businesses in your case, and all these things, and try to remember whose birthday is coming up next week. Like, it's not possible.
No way.
And so just having somebody automatically populate it from your phone or your contacts or your CRM, and then put it on your calendar so you just remember to give that person a call. is it's those little things that gets overlooked. One, that's marketing, but then it gets overlooked, and it accumulates over time. You're in the relationship savings account. You're just putting these small incremental savings over a long period of time. So when that day ever comes and you need to ask for a referral or something, you're taking that withdrawal, but it's such a small withdrawal based on the amount of deposits you made into the
Yeah,
relationship account.
that's interesting. And I think like some people feel like just to like, am I not a good friend or husband or real estate agent or whatever it may be because I'm using a system to like remind me? It's like not at all. Like you can
Yeah.
only do so much, right? And like I feel like if you look like let's just think about it, right? Like Robert Rethkin, he like messages the teams like on their anniversaries. There's no way he remembers that.
No way.
He has someone telling him every day you need to message or call these teams, and then he's using a tool called Slide Broadcast to leave a voicemail. It doesn't ring your phone. He leaves a voicemail. I know what he's using. I know what you're using, Robert. And I'll give him I know what he's using. And he's a genius about it because
Yeah.
the agents in in Chicago could get a message from Robert. They're like, oh my God, I just got a voicemail from Robert.
Yeah.
It's like, holy cow, it made their day. He's a
It, it,
genius. It's so smart, right?
it's so smart.
And it's just it's that small stuff you got to do. You got to do that stuff. And God, I mean, if I wouldn't have joined Compass, God, in 2020, I don't think I'd have as many good relationships, friendships.
Yeah.
Oh my, I don't even know. I don't know what I'd be doing right now. It would be. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even
That's
know. I
that's
don't
this
even
is
know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's when you're surrounding yourselves with the right people.
Yeah.
It's like who are at or the level they're at or above the level. Basically, they're on the level you're aspiring to be on. If you're around the right people, they pull you up,
Oh
and
yeah.
you figure out just amazing things. It's funny. So my niece who lives in Connecticut recently had a birthday on my calendar. This is true story. I have her birthday in my calendar, but I have a 2 week reminder that comes up 2 weeks prior to remind me to order her a gift because I just won't remember. Like I get caught up in my day and I'm not forgetting to because I want to intentionally be a jerk. I run out of bandwidth and I can only make so many decisions and remember so many things in a day. And so that's one of my little hacks is I'll put really important dates in my calendar and then I set reminders in advance. So I remember if I physically have to do something regarding that, I set my own triggers up. So then I don't have to forget.
Smart.
It's
That's
a
smart.
really good trick. This is actually one of my favorite
Yeah.
little tricks. I learned this from another agent who's local. But the agents or people, your vendors, your like go-to vendors, figure out the birthdays. Social media is a super easy way to get their birthdays. But instead of sending them a text or a phone call, send them a video.
That's smart.
No one sends videos.
That's so true. That's so
No
true.
one does it. And
I know.
it's one of those things. It's like on the platforms that everybody's using, you are doing something so radically different
Yeah.
that I still remember to this day the agent in the East Bay who sent me a video on my birthday to just wish me a happy birthday. And so I totally stole that idea. I was like, wow, that was so radically different than everybody else that it stuck with me.
Dang it.
So even with clients,
Dang it. Hey, quick question. If you take a video, can you pre-schedule that video to go out on your phone? You know, you can pre-schedule a text.
good question. I don't know if you can. I don't think Apple has it as a feature, but you can't. This is really crappy. But I don't know if you can do it through another platform because you technically can't clone your own phone number because it falls
Yeah.
under the FCC regulations. So I don't think you can.
I still like the videos though. I think it's smart. I think it's
It's
really
super
smart.
easy. And another time it works really well. This is the one event, the one holiday that only you and your clients will ever celebrate. It's the day they bought the house with you.
I texted someone today that they happy home anniversary to 2 people, and the text was this. I'll read it to you. Why not? Megan Cuneo. Isn't it so wild that it's already been a year? Exclamation mark. Wow, I'm so happy it all worked out. Still can't thank you enough for all the help and advice. That was one. And another one this morning was, this is a great one. You'll like this one. This was today, literally. Sent that and said, thank you. Eddie's almost done with the basement. It's looking great. So my contractor's renovating their whole basement. And then I just got a text and says, hey, let's go and baby due next month. They're having a baby. So my contractor is building their nursery right now.
Oh, wow.
So that was all today. But what the heck, man? Like, how cool is this industry, right? Like, we're so part of that stuff. You know what I mean? It's so cool. Like, it's so amazing. I totally agree with you. Like, celebrating home anniversaries is so underrated. So underrated.
I would say it's 100% the number one overlooked, and it's just way overlooked.
Yeah.
And it's just one moment that you can acknowledge somebody. And again, you're not asking for anything. You're just acknowledging where they're at.
Yeah, 100%. And staying actually caring, right? I think there's
caring.
You actually like care, and you like to see them like, oh my God, I'm sure you've gotten this too. How many times you've like been called in, like you're the first person to know that people are having kids or like stuff's happening.
Yeah.
And
way early. Oh my God.
Yeah, I get like I've gotten pictures of like pea sticks and stuff. I'm like, what's going on here? I don't know if I've gotten that, but I've gotten that. So yeah, I'm like,
yeah,
I've got some coming in to sell your house. Here we go.
Yeah, it's funny. I've had clients ping me to like early, like, hey, we're getting a divorce.
I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet in my life.
Oh, that one's rough.
I'll be there.
That one's a tough.
God.
But yeah, we get it's weird, but you get privy to information early if you stay in relationship with them.
Yeah.
And you give them, you're confidential with your information, and you give them a safe space, and then they feel comfortable reaching out to you like, hey, how should we start thinking about this? Or, hey, can you make this recommendation over here? Yeah, some heavy stuff, but in a good way, because
how old were you when you started in the industry, Shawn?
40.
Okay. Wow. It's later, right? I don't know. What does the average person start real estate? I don't even know. That'd be a good
That is a good question. I wonder if, I don't know, but I do know the average age is pretty high. It's like 65 or something. It's like very high. And then the I don't know the percentages offhand, but more than 50% of the industry is female.
Yeah.
College educated. And the age demographic of this industry is elevating. But just based on these conversations I've had with agents, most of them, it's a second, third, fourth career for them, which I think is actually a huge benefit. And I think that is because, similar to what you were saying, is, hey, I learned all this stuff about management before I got here.
Yeah.
And so you had this whole set of skills. And I think if the really smart agents, they figure out where their skills, their productivity all intersect with production.
100%.
And when they figure that out, their business just totally explodes. But mine is sales. So I understand the sales process. I understand how to manage somebody through a transaction, how to really gauge where they're at and do all of those processes. But I suck at the financial piece of the business. I definitely get help and ask for help in that area. Marketing is not always my strength, so I grab support there. So I think that's the other thing that comes with time, is figuring out, hey, I'm really good over here, or I have the skills over here, and I'm not good over here, so I'm just going to find the right people to
100%.
fill this gap for me.
Yeah. I think you knocked out of the park with that, in terms of having some form of, I mean, it's a testament for agents that have gone straight into real estate and not had a corporate background, but I definitely think I would not be as successful if I didn't have a corporate background and essentially experience in managing my day-to-day activities, leading, analyzing P&L, having a budget, right? Thinking every dollar has a cost. I even think like a big thing for agents. I was on a call 2 weeks ago that I was leading, and I had every agent, I was like, raise your hand if you raise money every year for marketing. And it was like, I think it was like 15 people on the call, and not one agent raised their hand, and they were all doing really well. It's like, I raised like $38,000 a year for marketing from vendors to help me grow my business, because I
Smart.
keep track of, allocating the leads to them. I show an ROI to them. They've believed in me. I believe in them, and we've grown together. Right. So, and I think it goes back to, but I didn't know how to do that in the past. I had to learn that skill. Right. And I wouldn't have learned how to do that if I wasn't in corporate, or back to your point, surrounding yourselves with other people that have done it. And that are smarter than you or stronger than you in other areas, and then learning from them and collaborating without ego, right? Like, like, I think there's a lot of things all of us can still improve upon. Like, if we didn't have things we could improve upon, why get up, So, yeah.
And I think the other cool thing with this industry is, like, you and I, we're in totally different markets.
Yeah.
We're never, ever, ever, ever going to compete against each other ever.
Sure.
But there's things that you're doing in your business that I can totally glean from. And
Sure.
Once you build these relationships, there's so many people that I call up and I'm like, hey man, I'm stuck right here.
Oh, yeah.
And I would love your opinion of how you were able to overcome this, or what's your take on it. I would love your perspective. And so many people are just, hey, no problem. I've had people like, let's schedule a time. I'll jump on video with you and I'll screen share so I can actually walk you through what specifically I did.
That's awesome.
Or I'll send you this spreadsheet that has all this information that you need. And that's what's cool about this industry. Whereas, like, if you were to do a random startup of like, a water company, it's like, you may have really good connections, but to find somebody else who succeeded in that business, you're going to be hard pressed to find them.
That's true. I mean, even people that are in the same market, like, having agents come to us and like, there's enough business to go around.
There
is. You know what I mean? Like, I could tell you what I'm doing, but 90% of the time people aren't going to do it. And then if they do it, they get burnt. They don't do it right. So it's like, I'll share. I'm an open book. I'll tell you what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, and what I'm doing. And it's up to you if you want to do it, right? And I think at the end of the day, it all goes back to creating an overall, throughout like the country, a better experience for people buying homes and selling homes, right? Plain and simple.
Could not have said it better. This whole podcast is me sitting down with people like you, and we're sharing literally all the stuff that we screwed up on, all the stuff we learned, all the stuff that's working. And people can apply it. And my goal is, if one person can listen to one episode and improve their business 1%, then my job is done. Like, I have done a good job, because I think unfortunately, there's a lot of struggling agents out there not doing the best stuff, and as an industry, we're getting caught up in lawsuits and all these crazy shenanigans.
Yeah.
And so I think the bar needs to be raised. And so if we do collectively share best practices and good ideas and things that are working, and how to ethically approach it and treat people right and actually lead with relationship, we're all going to be in a better place.
Yeah, sky's the limit. I was just thinking about, I visited a team in Santa Monica, and they were going over, it's unbelievable how like lawsuit prone California is.
Yeah.
Like, that's it's a huge thing out there. You guys, your buyers are like, everyone's suing someone, and you guys don't have attorneys. Like, we have an attorney for every deal. So it's like way different out here. And like the word lawsuit in the Midwest, we're like, all we're worried about here is like eating Lou Malnati's deep dish pizza and like beefs, and you guys are like lawsuits. I was sitting there, I'm like sitting in the back of the room listening to their team meeting. God, I'm not going to say the team, but they were like letting me in their team meeting, which was amazing. They're like a top 20 team in LA. And I'm like listening, and I'm like a little kid. I'm like, oh my gosh, like everyone's getting sued. I walked out of there, I called my business partner. I'm like, this is crazy. What is happening? Like, it's so different too, hearing like talking with agents around the country of like their pinpoints, or like, you guys have like 30 inspections. We have like one. We have one inspector come in. It's like, okay, like we're done. And then out there, you guys have like, deck inspector, frickin' inspector, pool inspector. I'm like, everyone's an inspector. It's like, And then the lawsuit thing's crazy out there.
Yeah,
It's wild.
we're from what I've heard, is San Francisco is actually the most litigious spot in all of California.
God, how do you, does that stress you out at all?
Oh, dude, it's the first
Stress me out so much.
So here's the first half dozen transactions I did, I was stressed to the gills, because it's the agents. So we're not attorneys, but we're the ones who pull all the contracts and put things together. And so you can screw up by not checking the right box. Like, for example, well, this is the other crazy part, is California has a purchase contract, but then San Francisco has their own purchase contract. On the purchase contract, on page 1, there's one little box that says, if you check it, it says subject to attached counter. What happens if you don't check the box? Then they just accepted the offer. And so, like, it's not, and I've had that happen where somebody signs it and they send it, and you're like, we're in contract. And the sellers now think we're countering, and we're not.
And you're on the buy side there? Are you on the sell side there? Or the
I've
buy
never,
side?
I'm on both buy and sell. And so there's there's tons of little, like, you have to really pay attention and really dot your I's and cross your T's and double check everything to be compliant.
Wow.
I would have to say it's a nightmare, but
high risk, high reward, you know,
that's the flip side.
So you get a $20 million property out there. You just, and do one of those a year. Then you're relaxing all day in Thailand or something. I don't know. It's so different. It's so different. Like talking to agents in other states that do like 10 to 20 deals a year at like the average price point of like 2 to 3 million, where we're in the third largest city in the country, and our average price point in like just as a whole is like, not my team, but like is like 350,000 in Chicagoland's average. Like our team's higher, but it's just so different. It's like
so different.
You have to be churning out volume constantly. It's so different.
Dude, my very first transaction in San Francisco was a cash deal. So we closed in about 5 days for 2.6.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a nice paycheck. And then my second deal, which was a couple weeks after, was for 1.8. And I bait my, like, at that point, I had, based on my base salary, because I was a sales role with commissions, base salary, I made more than my base salary on those 2 deals.
It's awesome. It's
in
crazy.
For a year.
Were you still there when you started? Or did you go full at the time? Like right away, did you go into it?
No. So I wound up getting my license, and then it's funny, I left my job to basically study and get my license because I wanted to just like go all out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But then I was running the numbers and talking to a bunch of agents, and they're like, hey, you really should have between 4 and 6 months of buffer.
Yeah.
And because I wasn't working at the time and I was just studying to get my license, I was like, you know what? I want to beef up my savings base so I can have some own freedom, but also have some make sure I have some additional savings. I want to have marketing. I want to be able to leverage some other things. So I went back, I did a 6-month contract with a gym. I was actually super proud of this. So I worked at a gym as their membership director, and they had not hit goal for 9 months prior to me showing up. And then for the 6 months I was there, they either hit or exceeded goal for every single month.
Oh my God.
And so then
they probably thought you were like an alien that landed. They're like, oh my God, who is this guy?
Dude, I'm like you. I'm like, I have a system. I have systems in place. There's a process to sales.
Yeah.
You all are going to keep track of your hot leads, your warm leads, your cold leads. You're going to get, and just like, here's how you pick up the phone. Here's what you say. Here's what you do. And then we were firing on all cylinders. And then I left and basically applied those same skills.
That's cool. Did you join Compass right away?
No, so I started with I actually started with Keller Williams for a hot minute,
Okay.
and it wasn't my
No.
nothing against them, throwing no shade on them, but it just wasn't my in the city. It wasn't a good fit.
Sure,
And
sure.
more specifically with I wanted to sell on North Side, and I really wanted to get into the luxury price point, and they just didn't have a presence in that sector. And so I went to a boutique brokerage that did. And then that boutique, I was there for a couple of years, and then they were actually one of the first to get acquired by Compass. And then Compass came to town, and they bought up three or four other significant brokerages, and now Compass does north of 58% of all transactions in the city.
Wow. Okay.
And
Okay.
so to go back to your point about collaborating, man, if you have a good relationship in the city, it goes a long way.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah. And I don't know what I don't know. I've only ever been at Compass, so I have no other sense of any other brokerage. I don't even know what it's like. So, but in Chicago, there's no other options really. There's like one other brokerage, and now we acquired them. And so so now for like $450 million. So there's like one other company kind of, and it's not even close. It's not even close. So it's pretty much just a big conglomerate in Chicago is Compass in Chicago. It's wild. It's wild. So
Yeah, and I mean, I think every company has its own strengths and weaknesses, but I think one of their big strengths is instead of having 50 different platforms we're using in a day, like CRMs and search options for clients and managing your transactions, they bundled it literally under one email address or one web address. And so you don't have to go hunt and peck. It's like everything is in one place for you, which actually I would imagine makes it super easy with working with a VA because
yeah,
it's literally it's all one spot. It's like
yeah. We haven't started really outbound marketing to other real estate companies yet. We are going to in the next month. So that will be an interesting transition because they're going to be using like tons of different tools.
I would keep it in Compass.
I'm going to as long as I can, but
there's a big pool.
There is a big pool. I've got every email in the country, so I've got all of them. So
oh shit, we're gonna talk.
I send out 50 bulk emails an hour every day, 365. We send out over 90,000 emails to Compass email agents. So if you're blocking me, unblock me.
Damn.
So you probably get it. You might get it. I don't know if you get it, but
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I don't know. We send it out. Maybe you're not on it. But we send out like fun things about Chicago that like no one knows about. It's not even real estate related. It's like best tropical house restaurants in Chicago or best ramen spots. Just things that people wouldn't think about Chicago. And what happens is, Shawn, is like people remember they got an email from a guy in Chicago and they search Chicago in their Gmail, and then I pop up with all these recommendations of why I think Chicago is great. And so, and that's how my whole networking group started. And then that's how the VA business started.
So smart.
So
it's so smart. It goes to the very basic rule.
Yeah.
Of when I started, if you don't know about me, we're not going to do business together.
Yeah.
So it's my job to get in front of you and like, how do I do it?
Yeah. The referral business is so much fun because it feels like I feel like I'm in San Francisco right now, like I feel like I'm traveling, and I love traveling, but I'm in Chicago. I'm in my office with my daughter running back and forth, which I love. It's just cool. That's what's so great about Compass too, is it's so in so many cities and so like has such a great presence throughout the country. I don't think there's anything like that at this level. The collaboration's just incredible. So.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And I think they did a great job of kind of, for the most part, really cherry picking the agents who they brought in. And I know early on, they just straight up were like, hey, I don't think you're a good fit for us. And they would get rid of people. And I think that's really important because the overarching company culture is important to keep intact. Sure. And they did a great job. Are you going to the retreat?
I'm not going to this one. No. I went to the Charleston one. I'm sorry. I
I
can't
was
go
gonna
to.
say we can sync up.
That would have been awesome. Yeah, I traveled a lot last month. We went to Florida for 2 weeks, and I'm done traveling right now. So, Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah. It was great talking with you, Shawn.
This was really fun. We're unfortunately we're out of time, but
I
we will
appreciate
definitely
it.
keep this conversation rolling.
Yeah, I hope you have a good Memorial Day weekend.
You too. We'll talk soon.
Thanks. Sounds good, Shawn. Talk to you soon. Bye.